Are you ready to improve your English? If so, hold on to your seat because I've got some breaking news. Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay and welcome back to the channel. It's time to improve your English comprehension, vocabulary, and fluency. I am going to read through an English article at a moderate pace and have a good time doing it. Make sure you are paying attention. I have 7 quiz questions for today. I'm going to give you the answers at the end, and I'm going to teach you key phrases and vocabulary words from today's lesson. So, with that being said, if you're ready for some learning and some laughter, let's dive into today's lesson. According to NBC News, JFK Airport begins Ebola screening for travelers from high-risk countries. Okay? So, when we talk about a screening, okay, when they're doing screenings at the airport, this is a way to describe testing, evaluating, running exams, maybe checking temperature, or doing other type swabs of saliva, I'm not sure, to determine if a person has a particular sickness, Ebola in this particular case. Let's dive into the article. John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York has begun screening travelers arriving from countries affected by the current Ebola outbreak. So when they describe something as an outbreak, it lets you know that it's pretty serious, okay? It's something that is spreading. The move makes JFK the latest U.S. airport to implement or to begin a program. Implement, all right? Implement, start something, begin something. She implemented a new diet. He implemented a new exercise routine to improve his health, you might say. Okay? The JFK is the latest U.S. airport to implement enhanced health checks as officials work to prevent the virus from entering the country. All right? So whenever someone is doing something to prevent, we call that being proactive, okay? They're trying to stop a problem from happening or getting worse. They are being proactive. The screenings focus on passengers, people that are riding an airplane or passing through, passengers arriving from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan. Travelers may undergo health assessments, temperature checks, and additional questioning about recent travel and possible exposure to the virus. So in other words, they want to know where you've been, who you have been interacting with, what have you been doing? Who have you been around? All right. They are doing an assessment. All right. So when we talk about an assessment here is a noun. It's an evaluation or an examination. All right. The bank completed an assessment of his finances. All right. So in other words, they wanted to know about his spending habits, saving habits, maybe checking his credit as well. All right. Exposure. So when we talk about exposure, say that with me. Exposure. Exposure has to do with contact with something, and in this case, something that is harmful. Okay? Who have you been around? What have you been exposed to? All right? What have you come in contact with? So you might say doctors checked whether he had exposure to the virus. All right. So they're just being preventative in their endeavors. All right. They're trying to make sure that people coming into the country aren't sick and they cannot make other people sick. All right. Health officials say the screenings are part of a broader precautionary strategy designed to identify potential cases before they spread. And this goes back to what I just described. So when someone is being preventative or proactive, another word that is synonymous is precautionary. Okay, precautionary. Say that with me. Precautionary. All right. It's an adjective. It describes a person's actions, okay, done to prevent danger. So you might say they canceled the trip as a precautionary measure. Maybe they heard about a hurricane coming. And so in order to prevent a problem or injury, they canceled the vacation. So you're being precautionary. Okay, I did not want to make my wife upset, so I went and brushed my teeth before I kissed her, taking precautionary measures so I would not face rejection. Ooh, Jay, your breath smells. I don't want to feel rejected. Okay, let's continue. The CDC continues to describe the immediate risk to the U.S. public as low. In other words, they're saying we here in the United States don't need to worry about anything right now, okay? But officials are taking extra measures because of the serious nature of the outbreak. Now notice this. When you take extra measures, you're going above and beyond. You're doing something that you normally wouldn't do. We often describe that as going the extra mile, okay? The World Health Organization recently declared the Ebola outbreak a public health emergency, prompting several countries to strengthen border controls and travel restrictions. So notice this. They are prompting, they are advising, okay, trying to get people to pay attention, urging. I'm prompting you to call me so we can discuss this matter. Okay, I'm prompting you to come here. Okay, so I'm trying to get your attention to do something that would be constructive, that would be something that is productive. I am prompting. I really think you need to get your oil changed. The car is not running properly. So I'm prompting you to do some maintenance on your vehicle. Now, a travel restriction. Notice travel restrictions. It's so serious that they may have travel restrictions. So when we talk about restrictions, limits, think about being in trouble, on punishment. I am restricting you from doing something. I am restricting you from using your phone. All right. I am limiting. I am taking more control over something. Restrictions. So travel restrictions, meaning they are limiting how and where people can travel. Okay. So notice my sentence. Travel restrictions affected their vacation plans. Restrictions. Okay, let's take a quick quiz. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Let's look at a few choices. I have 4. Detection, restrictions, precautionary, and exposure are your options. I want you to use the comments section to place your answers. Number 1, doctors asked if he had any blank to the illness. Number 2, they stayed home as a blank measure. Number 3, new travel blank changed their plans. Oh, these are some good examples. Number 4, early blank can save lives. Okay, so exposure, precautionary, restrictions, and detection. All right, let's see if you can get all of those correct. All right, let's do the latter part of today's lesson and we'll be finished. U.S. authorities have also redirected certain travelers through designated airports equipped for enhanced screening. All right, so redirected, changed a person's plans. I am redirecting. Yes, you were going to the right, but I need you to go to the left to get more testing. Okay, so they're basically screening folks with temperature checks and other things. But if they think you may need more examination, then they're telling people to go to a different part of the airport for more in-depth testing and questions. Officials say early detection remains one of the most effective tools for preventing wider spread. Okay, detection. Okay, so when we talk about detection, think of a detective like a police officer that is trying to solve something. Detection. So you're trying to discover something. You're trying to find something out. So when it comes to health, they use the term detection often. So they're basically saying if we can find a problem sooner rather than later, then it will be easier for them to treat the problem. Detection. So you might say early detection helped doctors begin treatment sooner. Okay. Now, you don't have to just use detection when it comes to health. You have an fire alarm or a smoke detector that detects smoke, or a fire alarm that detects fire and smoke. Some women have an innate ability to detect certain things about other people. Okay, they have great discernment or detection skills. Okay, who are you talking to? Why did you say that? Okay, they detect something unusual most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Travelers from affected regions are being advised to monitor symptoms for 21 days after arrival and report any signs of illness immediately. Okay, immediately, quickly. All right, brush your teeth immediately. Call your grandmother immediately. Stop at the stop sign immediately, quickly, fast, right now. Public health experts stress that successful containment depends on rapid response. Rapid being quick, fast, in a hurry, not slow, slothful, or lazy. Rapid response. Strong monitoring systems and continued international coordination among health agencies. So, continued international coordination. Okay, so what that's basically saying is everyone from different countries need to work together, okay? When you talk about coordination, it has to do with working together in a productive or impactful manner, working together. Good coordination helped the team finish on time, okay? Now, notice this final word, containment. When you're trying to contain something or there is a lack of containment. Containment has to do with efforts to stop something from spreading. Containment, all right? Firefighters focused on containment of the fire. Okay, so you're trying to get something. I want you to think of a container. You put food in a small container, a small space. So when you contain something, you're getting it in an area that can be controlled. All right. So you might say you need to contain your anger, control your anger. All right. Stop touching me. Ooh, contain your feelings. Oh, my goodness. I know I'm looking good and smelling good, but contain yourself, girl. Okay. So before we get into our last 3 questions on our quiz, let's read through today's article at a faster pace without stopping now that you understand key vocabulary words and phrases. Okay, let's dive back in. JFK International Airport in New York has begun screening travelers arriving from countries affected by the current Ebola outbreak. The move makes JFK the latest U.S. airport to implement enhanced health checks as officials work to prevent the virus from entering the country. The screenings focus on passengers arriving from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, and South Sudan. Travelers may undergo health assessments, temperature checks, and additional questioning about recent travel and possible exposure to the virus. Health officials say the screenings are part of a broader precautionary strategy designed to identify potential cases before they spread. The CDC continues to describe the immediate risk to the U.S. public as low, but officials are taking extra measures because of the serious nature of the outbreak. The World Health Organization recently declared the Ebola outbreak a public health emergency, prompting several countries to strengthen border controls and travel restrictions. U.S. authorities have also redirected certain travelers from designated airports equipped for enhanced screening. Officials say early detection remains one of the most effective tools for preventing wider spread. Travelers from affected regions are being advised to monitor symptoms for 21 days after arrival and report any illness or signs of illness immediately. Public health experts stress that successful containment depends on rapid response, strong monitoring systems, and continued international coordination among health agencies. All righty then. Okay, let's look at our last quiz for today. I'll give you the answers and then we'll be done. Assessment, designated, and enhanced are your options. The airport added blank security before the holiday weekend. Number 2, we met in the blank parking lot or parking area after the concert. And number 3, the company completed and blank of its finances. All right, guys and girls, that's going to do it for today's lesson. Make sure that you take, as a beginning English learner, at least take 2 words from today's lesson. You can do more, but at least 2, and practice using them in sentences within the next week. I have 2 simple strategies. That's the first. And make sure you watch today's lesson twice, once with the subtitles on and once with the subtitles off. All right. I try not to make my lessons boring, so when you watch them twice, you have a little entertainment and you're having a great time learning as well, okay? All right, here are the answers for today's quiz questions, all right? Don't cheat. Try to do those and see how many you can get correct, okay? If this is your first time watching, make sure you let me know down in the comments section where you're watching from. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you're still watching, it's the end of today's lesson. I really appreciate it. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share it with a friend that's trying to improve their English, and be sure to turn the notification bell on and leave me a kind comment. I'd love to hear from you and where you're watching from. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Get some rest so you can join me on my next English lesson. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.